What's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning into this video where we're going to talk about DoorDash again. But if you haven't seen my first video, which is about, why do DoorDash, go check that out. Or if you're already convinced, go check out my video on how to actually dash. That's just like the second video I made. And then this is the video that's actually about tips and tricks for getting the most money, the most earnings, doing the best at your job, and really just like being able to take advantage of this app to make some good money. So, like I said, a dash is what you go on when you decide to go out and deliver food. You are the dasher. Those are the terms you want to make sure you know. So, doing DoorDash, you open up your app, you have the option, and I'm just going to start from the most logical sense of like bigger picture to small stuff and nitty gritty that you need to know for tips and tricks. So, when you look at the map, everything's broken down into regions. These regions are really important because that's how they break down peak pay as well as is it busy, not busy? So there's different shades. So if it's a clear shade, that means it's not really busy out right now. I really wouldn't go out and DoorDash. If it's like a light red, that means that it's kind of busy, but not really. And if it's red, that means it's busy. Now that's the time that I go out, is when it's busy. Because that, you're going to get orders pretty often. You might not spend too much time waiting, maybe like 10 minutes or so in between orders. So when you see all that's kind of like the indication of levels. Now, this is the important part. This is the peak time. When there's peak time, sometimes they'll schedule it ahead of time, as in like the DoorDash app will schedule it ahead of time and let you know. Otherwise, sometimes it'll just pop up and it'll say, hey, $1 extra per order from this time period. You have to accept at least 80% of the orders given to you, and then you also have to do at least 2 in that time frame. That's where you can make some extra money, especially at certain times of the week. I had a time last week where it just started saying $4 extra delivery, because I guess they were super short on people delivering, and it was like raining out and people didn't want to leave their house. It was like a Friday evening. It was crazy. So I made $40 an hour in that dash. It was ridiculous. So you want to pay attention to those. That's important to know. Now, when you're actually on your dash, what's really important to know is get to know your area while you're doing it. Like, really pay attention, because then that way you can quickly, say, oh, these people in this apartment complex always order all the time. I know exactly where that is. I know how to get there. I know the fastest way, and you don't have to wait for the GPS to load and all those other things. And once you arrive there, you know your way around, so you can actually swipe early, saying that, like, hey, I'm already here. I haven't delivered it exactly yet, but I'm about to. The only caution with that is if you really don't know what you're doing, don't do that, because then you can't contact the customer or anything like that. Because in the app, it allows you to contact the customer, but if you swipe, then you're stuck. The other thing I have learned, though, is if you call the customer before you swipe saying you delivered, and then you go back to your recents and you call that number again, as long as you haven't started a new dash, it's still the same person. So you can still reach them, which is kind of like a workaround. Now, here's some other things that I would note, is that when there's a peak time, they take your average of whenever you started the dash. So say the peak starts at 4 p.m., but you've been doing it since 1 p.m. They're gonna throw in those dashes before that you denied as part of your average. So whenever there's a peak time, end your dash and restart it, and go as far as you can into the peak time. And then once the peak time ends, end your dash. Make sure your dash that's around the peak time is just that, because otherwise they will throw in the average of before, and that could put you below the 80% acceptance rate that you have to have, and then you won't get the bonuses. So that's something that's really important to know. Right now I'm just going off the whim of like all the things that I can think of that are important. Also, you want to know, pick which, I don't know, what else is there important to know? There's so much, like, if you have any questions in general, feel free to message me, like, anytime. And if you want, like, a personal tutorial, we can have, like, a phone call or whatever. If you have specific questions, I'd be more than happy to help, because I've just really gotten really into this, and I love it. What's also fun about this is that you get to really meet people, and, like, you get to know your other dashers in your area, as well as the restaurants that you go to, and you get to know people and meet people and stuff like that. So that's really great, too. But in terms of, like, other things you really need to know, tip-wise, oh man, I'm blanking right now. There's just so much that goes into it. It's kind of like overwhelming. Get your order, the tips. I don't know. Some people give you cash tips. Some people give you tips in the app. I don't really know how that all works out exactly on like how DoorDash calculates all of that and whatnot. But you can decline, and all of your ratings, I've noticed, the only one that they claim matters is your customer review rating. But even that, it says if you're below 4.5, they might cancel you. I've been below it before and they haven't canceled me, so I don't really know how valuable those are or not. So yeah, I would be worried about those, but I mean, like, my acceptance rate is hovering at like 80, maybe 75 because I just, if it's too far away, I say I'm not going. Sorry, like especially if it's busy out, I know I'll get another order right afterwards. So I'll just say no, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm not driving 10 miles over there to deliver this food when they're only gonna pay me $6. It's just not worth it. So yeah, and then get to know your area again, because then you'll know where the popular orders are. Like, I live in Annapolis. The Naval Academy is right next to a Chipotle. Literally, there was one day where I was just running back and forth between the two. I parked my car, ran back and forth between the two because it was just $6 a pop. Boom, 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 boom. That easy. So, yeah, and I would say become friends with the restaurants that you deliver at, because then they'll help you and give you priority, maybe, or I didn't say that, but maybe they will, you know. They will look out for you because you're looking out for them in a way. So, yeah, those are some questions, or those are some tips. I'll probably come up with more and make another video, but if you haven't seen the first 2 videos, you want to go check those out. This is some of the tips that I had, and then that's how you, like, you know, actually do DoorDash and, like, the basics and why I recommend it. But I'll come up with another video probably with, like, things that I've written out next time. So, I hope you guys found some value in that video. I apologize if you didn't and wasted your time. But if you enjoyed it, please do hit the like button and subscribe, because YouTube is my passion, because I like helping you guys and sharing what I know. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. But until next time, peace out.